Hey guys, welcome to another episode of YouTube. It's December the 30th, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Bitcoin price, a couple of fractal patterns that I've noticed that may be able to pinpoint a couple of price targets, and also as far as rejection points and that sort of stuff, guys. So if that sounds good to you, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. With that, let's get it. Alright guys, starting things off here by looking at my Bitcoin weekly chart. And you can see here that I've laid out this bit of a Fibonacci extension. And the way I did that is I started from the bottom of the previous bear market and then marking our all-time highs at about $20,000 as our top from before, going back here. And you can see here that we have this laid out perfectly. I'm just going to delete that one, but that's how I did it, you guys. And I want to just point out some interesting chart patterns here, guys. For one, you know that I had this measured move of this triangle after we broke out and got our retest that was aiming towards the $27,000, $28,000 mark. Another interesting point to make is that where we broke out from of this triangle, we got a perfect measured move to the 1.382. You guys know that with fib lines, I absolutely love the 382 Fibonacci line as well as the 618. So those are numbers I like to keep on the radar. The fact that we did get more than a measured move and we did crush this Fibonacci retrace extension target, I don't see any reason why we would stop with our momentum before hitting the 1.618 as our next target. If I were to guess right now, we're getting somewhere around the 1.5. I'm not as interested in that as I am with this number. Also, when I zoom into my more micro trend here, I'm going to make a connection to another bit of a fractal pattern that is going to line up very nicely with this, but that's later in this video, so keep watching to see that. But yeah, once again, guys, just that 618 line. You know that a lot of analysts out there are targeting around the 30,000 US dollar mark right now before rejection, and that does make perfect sense because it is a nice round number, you guys. But I just want to show you the technicals that are pointing towards potentially a slightly higher move than that even. Now guys, one thing I want to do here is, because you know that I've done a lot of my trading based on the previous market cycle, so I'm going to take a look at my macro logarithmic chart once again. You guys may recognize this from the video down below in my description, which shows my overall macro analysis. If you haven't checked that out yet, please do so, because it's a very good video and it shows some crazy price targets that might blindside a lot of people. But I'm not going to get into that too much right now, but what I do want to look at is this repeating pattern a little bit, you guys, and something that's telling me that Bitcoin may not see $20,000 again. That might be a thing of the past. I know a lot of people are thinking that, hey, we'll take off from here. We'll come back down for a bit of a retest and that support flip. And guys, that's absolutely what I love to see. You know that I say that in all my videos, looking for that resist to support flip. But I want to show you some technicals here showing that we might not get that in this case. Now, something that's leading me to think that, you guys, is again just how similar these chart patterns are, right? I put out these red horizontal resistance lines, just kind of looking at previous all-time highs, and then just kind of looking from there. Once we start getting weekly candle bodies closing above that, you can see how high we just absolutely exploded in this market cycle. And then same thing in this last market cycle, guys. I have another red line here. As soon as we started getting those confident candle body closes above that line, that was the start of our next cycle, and off we went again. Another thing I want to do here, guys, is just since I was showing Fibonacci extensions and that kind of thing, let's just do one here. Let's take a Fibonacci extension from, actually, let me just do this first, from the bottom of the previous cycle's bear market up to the previous all-time highs and back. You can see here, guys, that just like what we're doing right now, we blasted right through that 1382 rejection point, or sorry, not rejection, but extension point. Another thing I want to point out is this line's going to change size here just because it is the log scale. But just another similarity, guys, we have my measured move triangle here. Let's take it from my breakout point. And that's very close to that 1382 measured move again, just like the current cycle that we're in right now. If I do that one more time here, from the bear market bottom back up to all-time highs and back, and then again take that measured move from the breakout point, and again very close to that 1382. So that's just interesting, just another similarity as to what is currently happening in the market. So let's just say that these patterns are to continue playing out so very similarly, you guys, is we never even stopped at the 1618 on this trend back here. Look how high we got. We got to the 2.618. And from there, we got a pullback to the 1.618, guys. So something similar to that is going to happen here. What could happen is we actually might be seeing targets closer to 45 or 50,000 US dollars a lot quicker than most people are thinking, and including myself, guys. I'm not saying we're just going to absolutely take off and go to $50,000, but just if this previous market cycle is any indication, and it has been treating me so well since back in May or June, it's definitely something to consider, guys. Everyone's expecting this pullback back down to $20,000 for a retest, but we never got it here. Again, we went all the way up to the 2.618 and then that pullback to the 1618. So if we would just absolutely blast off to close to $50,000, you guys, and get a pullback back down to $30,000, that would be a very, very similar chart pattern, guys, basically identical, and it would be, if it happens, you heard it here first. So that's a very interesting Fibonacci fractal pattern there that's happening, and you guys know I love those because that's what my video in the description down below is about, but just on a more macro scale and leading up to these ridiculous price targets up here. Not saying they have to happen, but it's always worth being ready for every scenario, guys, and don't cut yourself short if the technicals are saying that this could be a thing playing out in your favor, and you're your own worst enemy at that point. Just emotionally saying it's not worth that, right? When actually you don't have a good understanding of how the economy works or anything like that. And again, guys, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and form your own opinions. I'm just showing you what I'm looking at in the technicals and how I'm looking at the market and how I'm kind of looking to trade this market. So again, if you do appreciate this content, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And with that, I want to actually take a look. I had told you that I was going to be eyeing up this 31.5 thousand mark around that 1618. And I'm going to go into my more micro trend here and point out another fractal pattern that could be aiming at such a target, you guys. So guys, looking at my 15-minute chart, I'll actually show you this trade I took. You can see here I had a bit of a downtrend line. I had 1 touch point, 2 touch point, 3 touch points, and then a green candle close above. So I entered a bit of a long position, and I had actually pointed out a very similar pattern to this and why I took my profits and that sort of stuff. I believe it was last week, and I'm actually going to show you that again because I think it's important. But so instead of going for a measured move or anything like that with this bit of a triangle pattern, you know, last week in a video I pointed out that after I broke this downtrend line that I like to look for parallel channels, you guys. And this is exactly what happened. This is a perfect parallel channel. Absolutely great to see that, and it played out perfectly. When we got near the top of it, I started taking profits. I took about a third of my position, and I had my stop loss at just above break even. Unfortunately, just got wicked out, so that's too bad, but I did lock in some profits, and then the rest was just a very tiny profit to cover costs, fees, and that sort of stuff, guys. But anyways, that's just what I was looking at, a bit of a snipe there. And that was just because that is another one of those fractal patterns I'm looking at, guys. Because like I said, I pointed out a chart pattern like this in the past. In fact, if I just go back here, we can see the exact same thing pretty much playing out. And this is where I had pointed it out last time, you guys, said I had this downtrend line, 1 touch point, 2 touch point. This is pretty damn close, not quite, but this one is. And then we got the break above that. Again, I made, just looking for a target, I made a bit of when we got up here and started looking like we were getting rejected, I decided to make this bit of a parallel channel, and it happened to kind of play out. We got back up here, took some profits, and from there we ended up testing back down into the green channel. And right now it just looks identical to me, guys. If we just zoom out here, um, it just looks like such a similar pattern happening again. And if that's going to be the case, then we can expect a little bit of turbulence here. We might end up just coiling up in this channel for a little bit. But if we do end up getting our 3 touch points and get a proper breakout and get a proper, even if we end up breaking out sooner than I'm expecting, if we get some sort of a proper support flip and hold support above this channel, then I'm just kind of looking for a measured move of the channel, guys. And another reason for that is, look at this. We have this measured move here. So that target, let's say we break out from somewhere, let's say even relatively soon here. Look at that, 31.5K, guys. What was I saying? That is our 1.618 measured move there. And that's just another technical indicator just lining up perfectly with that price target. So definitely keep that as a line of interest. And just to show how accurate these measured moves are, let's just take another one here from the channel we broke out of earlier. And that's pretty much a perfect measured move, guys. Yes, we had this little bit of a dead space here, but that's basically, we broke out of this channel and we basically went into this channel up here. And now if we get some sort of coiling up in here and eventually get our support flip up here, then I don't see any reason why we wouldn't end up lining up at that price target, guys. So that's all just pretty interesting to me that those kind of things are all lining up right now, and why I think we might actually catch a lot of people off guard and go a little higher than 30,000 before a big pullback. So let me know what you guys think about that. And one last time, if you appreciate this content, give me a thumbs up and give me a subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking. If you agree with my analysis, disagree, uh, insights into how you've been playing this market, etc., guys. I just love to hear a little feedback from you guys. It just keeps me a little more engaged with the market and that sort of stuff. So it's absolutely great. So guys, I think that's all I have to say for now. I got a few errands to run, so I'm going to leave you with that. I'm not sure if I'll make another video before the New Year's, but follow me on Twitter if you don't yet, and if you are on Twitter, because I do post some analysis on there randomly if it's just quicker to do that and that sort of stuff, guys. So with that, have a good New Year's, everybody. Happy holidays for those of you who are still on holidays, and with that, I'm out. Stay safe, my friends. Peace.